Somehow, someway, the world's scariest NFL player, Micheal Clemons, has just gotten even scarier after this physical transformation. Let's get into it. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever done.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Howdy, everybody. My name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. And sweet Lord have mercy, Micheal Clemons? Scarier? Is it even possible? Well, apparently it is, because we're going to go through it right here, right now. There's a full article down below with quotes, tweets, pictures, details, and we're going to get into all of them right here on the show, and it is Micheal Clemons getting even scarier. Now, just in case you don't know, hello, Micheal Clemons was originally the number 117th overall pick in the fourth round of the 2022 NFL Draft, a defensive lineman out of Texas A&M, an older prospect. He's 25 right now. He will be 26 before the start of the 2023 season, and that's because he spent 6 years at the collegiate level. There was injuries, there was COVID, of course, and he, of course, was a JUCO product as well, which added to this very complicated story that is Micheal Clemons. And let me show you this photo real quick. We're going to throw it up. This is also on my Twitter account, @BoyGreen25. Let's throw this up on the big board here. This is Micheal Clemons last year. This photo that we're bringing up here. This is him right here on the left. That is Micheal Clemons last year. Look how massive and big this guy is. Look at the photo on the right. That is Micheal Clemons now. And you can see that, first off, I wish I had a body like that in 2022 or 2023 for that matter. But look at the bulk. Look at the increase here for Micheal Clemons in jumping from this to that. And that, to me, is unbelievable. Now, how big is he? Well, we actually learned about this bulk increase for Micheal Clemons thanks to Jeff Ulbrich. He spoke to the media earlier this week at his press conference, and he said, I don't know how much weight or how much Micheal Clemons weighed last year, but he's in the 290s. Now, according to the New York Jets roster sheet, Micheal Clemons last season weighed in at 270 pounds. So Jeff Ulbrich said he's in the 290s. That means between the first photo and the second photo, he gained somewhere in the ballpark of at least 20 plus pounds. Now, a tip of the cap to our people over at Badlands, they specifically said that the big man has added 27 pounds of quote-unquote angry muscle, which would put him at about 297. So at a minimum, it's a 20-pound muscle increase, but it could be as much as 27 pounds. An unbelievable number for a guy, quite frankly, was already scary, already made me quake in my boots. There is this level of intimidation, intensity, and I will tell you, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Micheal Clemons in person or even doing a one-on-one interview. That has not happened yet, but merely at his podium press conference, where it's Micheal Clemons, podium, people in the media, and then me separated by several cameras watching from afar, I already felt it in the air. He is such a unique personality because when he's asked a question, he doesn't just fly off the handle and rip off what's his mind. He is unique in the sense that he stops, waits, really thinks about the questions, takes a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then answers the question. So there's just this honesty. There's this unique old soul in that big 6'5", apparent 290 plus pound body. And I'm excited for what he can unlock. Okay, he underwent a stunning physical transformation, as you can see from the photos and the weight inside, but there's so much more he can bring to the table, as was the story with so many other players last year. We talked about Quinnen Williams and not getting the necessary snap percentages that a lot of us believed he deserved. Well, Michael Clemons is very much in that conversation. Last year for the New York Jets, if I asked you to guess, you probably couldn't get it. Last year, he played in only 29% of the defensive snaps. It's wild to even spit that number out there. He ended up appearing in 16 of the 17 games last year, obviously mostly in a rotational role. And despite the lack of quantity, again, only 29% of the snaps, he made the most. He made the most bang for his buck. The Pro Football Focus grades were exceptional. 78.7 overall, 86.4 run defense, but only a 58.6 pass rush. While he showed a little juice in the preseason, that didn't necessarily translate to his repetitions during the NFL's regular season. However, let's give a shout out to the fine folks over at Jets X Factor. They dug into some of the numbers on why this could potentially bump up in 2023. Now, let me go back to the start of the story about this physical transformation. Again, Michael Clemons already was a massive human being, but the fact of the matter is he bulked up. The obvious question would be, why would he bulk up? Well, Jeff Ulbrich, the Jets defensive coordinator, revealed that Michael Clemons and JohnFranklin-Myers, for that perspective, will kick inside in 2023. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a permanent move, but it sounds like it will be a way for both of those players to get even more PT, which is good news. And the absolute depth at edge rusher will push these players inside. They can play inside out, and I'm sure the Jets aren't going to shed those labels. They want the ability to have that versatility, but playing inside will give him even more reps. And the thing, going back to Michael Nania of Jets X Factor, the thing that'll help is this. While Clemons might be less bendy, fast, or explosive than the average edge rusher, he would be better than the average defensive tackle in all of those categories. Clemons' athleticism would be an unusual challenge for guards and center to deal with. Nania wrote this in a column on Saturday, May 27th. We have the link inside the article down below. Here's some more details. The relative athletic score system backs up those claims. Based on his testing, Clemons, in the 2022 pre-draft process, Clemons earned a RAS of 8.2. That's out of a maximum of 10. If projected against defensive ends, which is still good, but nothing special. However, if you project those testing results against defensive tackles, his RAS rises to a stellar 9.72. Now, I know that's a bunch of nerd mumbo jumbo talk, but what that truly means is that Clemons will be able to better maximize his one-on-one opportunities by sliding inside, because he won't be going against those crazy athletic offensive tackles. Instead, some of those heavier set hog mollies on the interior of the offensive line. So number one, sliding inside will help him naturally, even if he stayed at the same weight from last year. But the fact of the matter is he added at least 20 pounds of chutzpah, a little Brutus beefcake to the table to add to that. So he would be better in general sliding inside. But number two, in terms of the pass rush perspective, that's going to bump up even more because of the added weight. He added muscle. You don't see an ounce of fat on that big body for Michael Clemons. So he's bringing some juice, some sizzle, and the best way to rush the passer is interior pocket penetration. A quarterback naturally in their mind wants to step up. There's pressure. The pocket's collapsing around them. They want to step up into the pocket to continue to go through their progressions and make those next steps. The only problem is if Quinnen Williams and Michael Clemons are bearing after you, there's no pocket to step up into. So all of a sudden the quarterback, his natural instinct to step up, can't step up. So it's like, so he starts backing up and booyah! The old discount double check. Boom, boom. The edge rushers come from the outside on the offensive tackles, and they wreak unrelenting hell on the quarterback. So this is great news for Michael Clemons. This is great news for the New York Jets, and I won't hide it. Michael Clemons is one of my favorite freaking players on the team. I love this physical transformation. He's scary. He makes me think twice about ever getting into football in the first place. Thankfully, I just speak behind the mic. I no longer play. I have a bum ACL, so that probably wouldn't have worked out anyway. But the point is, Michael Clemons stock up, arrow up. I'm all in on Michael Clemons, and you guys should be too. Check out the full article down below on Michael Clemons' stunning transformation physically and why he could reach that untapped potential we talked about during this video. Guys, make sure you like the video, hit subscribe down below, show support for your man, Boy Green, baby, and I would really appreciate it as we continue to climb the YouTube charts. Within the last couple of weeks, we hit 1 million views on YouTube, and there's so much more to accomplish, just as there is for Micheal Clemons. I believe we have untapped potential right here on this YouTube channel, and you guys can help us realize that with every like and every subscription. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.